Speaking of the filmmaking, you mentioned earlier that you brought the script about. Why was Baltasar Kormákur the director of your choice for this project?
You know, Bolt has an incredible sort of way to, you know, put the audience in the seat of the people in the films. He's done survival films in the past, and they've all been thrilling to watch. They're just, you know, you really get a sense of the reality of what we're going through. And I felt that this script, the bad version of it, would not pay attention to what this would actually feel like. The good version is what we end up doing, where we're really layering what this feels like, how scary it is, and how unpredictable this can be, how isolating it is, and how tense it is. So, you know, Bolt knows how to, you know, layer those things in a realistic way. You know, I was really keen for audience, I don't want audience to roll their eyes and go, that would never happen. I mean, obviously it's a movie, but we wanted to really pay attention to just the actuality.
Following up on what you're saying, Bolt wants it to be real. Not only are you shooting in South Africa, but he has a way of shooting with long takes that really immerses the audience into the experience, right?
Yeah, that was, you know, part of his whole sort of pitch of how he wants to do this is that, you know, let's keep the camera flowing so the audience don't get a sense of this is a movie. They're actually feeling like they're on this experience with us. It's a really interesting technique, but it also made quite difficult work. You know, we had to do perfect takes a lot, and, you know, sometimes that would take a long time to get. So there was a lot of rehearsal, but the style really, really amplifies the tension in the film.
And then, of course, the movie wouldn't work if the rogue lion didn't act as well as all of you guys did. And he's extraordinary. But you've got to act opposite. I mean, that's not really there. The visual effect, there's that side of it all. How was that for you this time around?
Yeah, you know, this is the first time I really understood the complexities of FX, and, you know, because me and my performance were an intricate part of building, you know, a lot of this, the lion's behavior, the big lion fight. These were things that we really sort of mapped out. We had a stunt performer and an animal impersonator who brought that sort of physical energy into it. Owen, and, you know, Owen and I would actually be fighting while he's got this incredible mask on and these, you know, like green screen suits. But that really layered, you know, the action. We wanted to be observant of the dynamics of a lion attacking a human being, which, you know, we saw some footage of real attacks, and then gnarly, you know. And we wanted to make sure that the audience got a sense of that in this film, and more than a sense of it, but really feel like this is actually happening to my character.
I also love that, without banging the audience over the head with it, the film does speak about poachers, how, you know, wildlife has been hurt in Africa. They're not as, like a tenth of the amount of lions that there were 100 years ago. I mean, this is a real problem, and the movie kind of opens our eyes there too.
Yeah, I think, you know, we felt a responsibility to sort of not villainize the lion. You know, it's called Beast, but that's a metaphor for a few of the themes within this film. I feel definitely that, you know, just paying attention to what is actually happening right now and how lions end up in those situations. Lions don't typically attack humans. It's uncharacteristic, but a rogue lion would have happened if a human tried to attack it or its pride or a surrounding animal group, and the lion got caught in the crosshairs. So, you know, we didn't want to beat anyone over the head about it. This is not what the film's about, but it certainly felt a good way to make sure that we are, like I said, observant of the truth.
Because really the film is an entertaining piece of cinema that has depth to it and heart. But it's a thrill ride, right?
Yeah, it's a thrill ride. It's really like designed to, you know, keep the audience on the edge of their seats. It's scary. I think it's got a lot of, anxiety, built into it because, no one wants to be chased by a lion, especially one this size and stuff. But I think we really pulled off something that actually is a thrill ride. The audience can watch together and just be like, whoa,
And when you're watching it, you're also seeing the beauty, the mystery of Africa, right? Because the movie is stunning to watch.
It is really stunning. The environment's beautiful. We caught light that, it rarely gets caught on camera. We shot from about 4 a.m. to 7 where the light is just beautifully sun-kissing the environment. And then we shot from 3 to 5 where the light was even better. Anything else, the sun was a bit too harsh. So we got some really beautiful landscape shots and we just wanted to make sure that the isolation of this family was really felt by the audience.
And following up on what you're saying, I think there was a great teamwork there between Balt and Will Packer as producers. What can you say of your relationship with Will?
Well, Will and I, have made a few films together. We trust each other's instincts on certain things, and we wanted to make something that we hadn't made before. We've done thrillers before, but this was something that outside of our wheelhouse, essentially. And it's been incredible a journey with Will. We shared a lot of the decisions made. We worked as a team. Bolt was very collaborative, really great.
I have to wonder, because you're so good in your role, that I was wondering, how would Idris actually behave, Idris human being, if he were put in a situation like that? What do you think?
I think, if I was put in a situation like that, man, I'd probably do what Nate does. But the truth is that I would not try and fight this thing. I'd try and run as far as I can. I have no qualms about saying that. But the fact is, if my children are being threatened, well, I'll fight.
Could you ever imagine when you started off in this business that one day you'd be fighting a lion?
No, I never. In the spectrum of filmmaking, this is pretty out there. But hey, I love it.
I think it's also important to say that the film is a lot of fun to watch, and that it's perfect for this time of the year. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is one of those films that's it's popcorn ready. I hate to make comparisons, I'm not going to, but in a way Maverick really had that old school, I'm just going to enjoy myself and come out of there going, woo! I feel like this has got the same ingredients. And
being such a special experience, and I'm sure you were dying to see it with all the bells and whistles and how amazing it looks on screen. What did you think when you saw the film completed and everything was put in there?
So I haven't seen the full film. Today is the day of the premiere. I'm going to see the full film tonight and I'm super excited.
All right, well then, just to wrap it up, I wanted to ask, and just to say that it is important here, we talked about not hitting the audience with messages, but there is a message here that we should respect wildlife, we should respect nature, and there are consequences if we don't, right?
Yeah, totally. You said it. That message in this film is pretty prominent, but it's not, like you said, we're not trying to make the film about that. It is important to understand that, we, took the time to understand what are the dynamics in this part of the world, what happens to these animals because of poachers. Were there ways that we could help? As a film company, but at the same time, we also paid attention to our footprint there, not to disrupt the animals as well. And the film, the lion isn't a villain in this case for me. He is someone that's very similar to my character.
Just to finish, the first thing you mentioned was how you like doing things different all the time. Now that you've done this movie, which I think is extraordinary, how do you look back, Idris, at the whole experience now that it's finished?
Wow, I'm really proud of this film.
What did you learn, I guess? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm really proud of the film. I think there's, there's a lot to be said about making an old school film that just, you know, feels real, feels fun, not fun, but thrilling and heartwarming, and not trying to be too overly complicated or too long. It is a piece of entertainment, and I think, you know, like I said, I think it's well executed. I watched a really great director pull together stuff that I knew nothing about in terms of special effects, and I learned a lot about, you know, how well that can be done and sometimes how badly that can be done. So that was great. You know, as a director myself, you know, watching the team pull this together was very, very special.